Welcome to NFL Nexus. All right, let's get right into it. The Seattle Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. And look, this isn't some Cinderella story, not a fluke, not some lucky bounce of the ball. No. This team has been meticulously, deliberately built for this exact moment. They've constructed a championship contender on two massive pillars, one on each side of the ball, that are, quite frankly, perfectly designed for the modern NFL. And in this breakdown, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the exact blueprint that punched their ticket to the big game.
So, what's the secret sauce here? What is it that truly makes this specific Super Bowl team tick? Well, it all comes down to a really powerful, almost perfect combination. On one hand, you have a truly dominant offensive weapon who completely dictates how a defense has to play. And on the other, you have a game-changing, revolutionary defensive rookie who basically rewrites the rules for his position. So let's take a much closer look at how these two players, Jackson Smith-Njigba and Nick Emmanworis, became the driving force that has propelled the Seahawks all the way to Super Bowl 60.
You know, every great team has a heartbeat, right? An engine that just drives them forward, especially when things get tough. And for the Seattle Seahawks offense, that engine is, unequivocally, Jackson Smith-Njigba. We're talking about a third-year superstar who hasn't just had a good season, he's had a legendary, historic campaign, the kind of year people in Seattle are going to be talking about for decades. He is, without a single doubt, the biggest reason this offense is one of the most feared in the entire league.
I mean, calling JSN's season a breakout just doesn't do it justice. It was more like a hostile takeover of the entire National Football League. His performance, his level of sheer dominance week in and week out, was so undeniable that it earned him unanimous first-team All-Pro honors. And of course, the big one, the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year award. Now think about that. That's not just a trophy for the mantelpiece. It's a declaration from the entire league that he was the single most impactful, most valuable offensive player in the game this year. Period.
To really put this season into perspective, you have to look at the record books he absolutely shredded. JSN didn't just set new records. He obliterated the Seahawks' single-season marks for both receptions and receiving yards. Now let that sink in. The names he surpassed: Tyler Lockett, one of the most reliable, sure-handed, and beloved receivers in the history of the franchise, and DK Metcalf, an absolute physical marvel. JSN didn't just join that elite company, he built a whole new floor on top of the building they were in. It's truly historic stuff.
But here's the thing, and this is what makes him so special. His true impact goes so far beyond his own stats in the box score. He possesses something analysts call offensive gravity. What does that mean? It means he commands so much attention from the defense, he literally bends their scheme toward him. He's like a black hole on the football field. He just sucks in defenders. We're talking double teams, bracket coverage, a safety shading over the top, sometimes all at once. And when 2 or 3 guys are worried about him, what does that mean for everyone else? It means they've got juicy one-on-one matchups they can win. His presence alone creates opportunities for the entire offense.
So, we've covered the stats, we've talked about this concept of gravity, but to really understand the genius of JSN on the field, we need to hear from the man with the best view in the house, his quarterback, Sam Darnold. He gets a front-row seat to the JSN show every single week, and he's seen firsthand what separates him, what makes him so uniquely brilliant compared to every other receiver in the league.
Oh, I absolutely love this quote from Sam Darnold because it says everything you need to know. JSN isn't just an incredible athlete, he is a football savant. He has this innate, almost sixth sense for the game that you just can't coach. He's not just running the route that's drawn up in the playbook like a robot, no. He's reading the defense in real time, he's feeling the leverage of the defensive back, he's processing information in a split second and making these tiny adjustments on the fly to get himself open. It's like he's playing jazz while everyone else is stuck reading sheet music.
So let's connect all the dots here. It's this incredibly rare combination of brains and brawn that makes JSN so lethal. You see, he's got the football IQ to outsmart a defender before the ball is even snapped. But then, he has the elite physical gifts to just dominate them after the catch. That low center of gravity they talk about, it is no joke. He is an absolute nightmare to try and bring down in the open field. He's so balanced, so strong, defenders just seem to bounce right off of him. He constantly turns what should be a simple 5-yard catch into a 15-yard chain-moving gain. It's demoralizing for a defense.
You know, what's been almost as impressive as his on-field play has been watching his growth as a leader. He is completely transformed. I mean, think back to his early days. A young, incredibly talented player, but someone who would sometimes show his frustration on the sideline. He's evolved from that into a true, vocal, emotional leader of this football team. Now he's the one his teammates look to when the chips are down. He's the one rallying the offense in the huddle, the one picking guys up after a bad play. That evolution, from quiet talent to vocal heart and soul, that's a huge part of this team's championship identity.
Okay, but as we all know, right, a high-flying offense is only half the battle. To win a Super Bowl, you need a dominant, suffocating defense to match. And the Seahawks absolutely have one, thanks in very large part to a rookie phenom who just took the entire league by storm. He's become the perfect defensive counterpart to JSN's offensive brilliance.
Of course, it wouldn't be Super Bowl week without a little bit of drama, would it? Just when it seemed like everything was clicking for Seattle, disaster nearly struck during practice this week. The worst possible time, their rookie sensation, Nick Emmanworis, went down with an ankle injury. Then, on Thursday, he missed practice entirely. For a full 24 hours, panic was setting in across the entire fan base. It really looked like the team's championship dreams might be in serious jeopardy.
But just when the collective anxiety of Seahawks fans was reaching a fever pitch, their head coach, Mike Macdonald, stepped up to the podium and dropped this absolute gem. When a reporter asked him for Emmanworis' official status for the game, he just stared back and said with a completely straight face, "Turns out he's alive." And with that perfectly blunt, hilarious, and incredibly reassuring quote, an entire city just breathed a massive, collective sigh of relief. Classic Macdonald.
And thank goodness he's alive, because his return is an absolute game changer for this defense. This rookie has been a one-man wrecking crew all season long. I mean, just look at these numbers. They speak for themselves. 81 tackles, 11 pass breakups, 9 tackles for loss. But it's not just one stat, it's the fact that he does everything. It's his uncanny ability to make plays all over the field, impacting both the run game and the pass game, that makes him a true defensive cornerstone from day one.
So what makes Emmanworis so special and so incredibly valuable in today's NFL is his insane versatility. He's officially listed as a safety, but honestly, you can just throw that position label right out the window. He is a positionless defensive weapon. One snap, you'll see him lined up in the slot, covering a shifty receiver. The very next snap, he's down in the box, taking on a pulling guard like a linebacker. And the snap after that, he's flying off the edge, blitzing the quarterback. He is the ultimate defensive chess piece, and that flexibility gives Coach Macdonald a massive schematic advantage every single week.
So let's bring it all together. What happens when you combine an offense that dictates the opponent's coverages with a defense that dictates their blocking schemes? Well, you get a true championship contender. You get a team that is built to win from both sides of the ball. This isn't a team that relies on just one phase of the game to win. They can beat you in so many different ways.
It really is the perfect storm, isn't it? On one side of the ball, you've got JSN, this human black hole who just sucks in defenders and creates wide open spaces for everybody else. And on the other side, you've got Emmanworis, a defensive chameleon who can line up literally anywhere and do anything asked of him, completely confusing opposing quarterbacks. It's this beautiful complementary chaos. One player simplifies the game for his offense, while the other complicates it for the opposing offense. It's a combination that is nearly impossible for a team to prepare for in just 1 week.
And as if all that wasn't enough, the Seahawks are heading into the Super Bowl remarkably healthy, which is a massive advantage at the end of a long, brutal season. But the same can't be said for their opponents. The Patriots are pretty banged up, especially on defense. Their defensive play caller, the guy with the green dot, and their lead pass rusher are both listed as questionable. That could be a huge factor in this game, especially when you're facing a team that relies so heavily on its two young, dynamic stars.
So, the stage is set. The Seahawks have all the pieces in place. They have their championship blueprint. They've got a dominant, gravity-bending offense led by JSN. They have a versatile, game-wrecking defense anchored by Emmanworis, and they have a clean bill of health when it matters the most. The only question left is, can they put it all together one last time on the world's biggest stage and bring home that Lombardi trophy? We're all going to find out on Sunday. Thanks for tuning into this breakdown here on NFL Nexus. If you enjoyed it and want more deep dives like this, do me a favor and hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing. And let us know down in the comments who you've got winning the Super Bowl. And hey, one last thing for all the parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles watching, you can help support the channel by checking out our brand new NFL-themed coloring books. They're perfect for kids and, honestly, for adults too. You can find them by using the link in the description or just by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. We really appreciate all the support. We'll see you next time.